Okay, so here's some pickups from the weekend of garage sailing, and one store, video game store that usually has some low prices. Picked up some common games I wanted to add to my collection, but it was an okay weekend. A lot of neighborhood sales I went to. Just wasn't finding a lot, so I didn't feel too lucky, but still found some good stuff. And you can see I found a lot of DS stuff, which was good. So let's get started. The first was this is actually just a case for Ape Escape. It had a sampler disc inside of it. I need to check out what's on the sampler disc. But the lady had like $1 on it, and then when I told her that, she was just going to throw it away. So I was like, oh, well, I'll take it if you're just going to throw it away. But I'll take a case and demo disc. Why not? For $1, found Bakugan Battle Brawlers. For some reason, I think that the Bakugan games are worth something. So that's why I picked it up, but that one's actually not worth too much. At that same sale with the Ape Escape was Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. Paid $2 for that. The back is actually pretty messed up. Probably paid too much for it with no manual, just the game. That sale actually was the first garage sale that I got to. I walked up and I saw in the garage they had like 2 bins full of like a regular Nintendo SNES, and they only had a few games out. And so I was like, "Oh, you're selling other games?" And she was kind of adamant, "I'm not selling my games," even though she was selling some of them, but not all of them. But she was kind of like, "Yeah, I have like 90 N64 games, and like I'm gonna retire on them." I was like, so you're probably gonna ask for a lot more if I asked about them." Anyway, so another garage sale. Picked up Animal Crossing City Folk, another $1 game. And that was kind of how it was the first part, where I would go to a sale, find a game or two, pay $1, go to the next sale. Yeah, just like that. Went to another sale, and this is 75 cents, so I picked it up. Wasn't sure. It's a collector's edition of Madden 2005. I don't think it's actually worth anything, but I was just curious if it was. And it actually had a copy of Head Coach '09 for the PS3 in it as well, so 75 cents, why not? When I actually started getting something would be this first DS bundle. Um, for what they had on it, I got a deal, but it was 25 for this bundle. But it's still, there's a lot of games, so it made it kind of worth it. And I was able to turn it on and test it, but it's a DS Lite, blue. This one's actually pretty clean. Not too many problems with it. And I tested it, and it works okay. Had the charger with it, and this case, which is actually pretty clean. So I might try to sell that, maybe make up some of the costs, but it's a nice case. So the games it had with it had some loose games, Challenge Me Math Workout, Brain Age 2, and Scribble Knots. Probably one of the better ones there. This label-less GBA game is actually Minish Cap, so that was kind of exciting. Actually needed a copy of it, so I'll probably keep that since it doesn't have a label anyway. But a few with the cases and everything. Fantasy Aquarium, My Sims Racing. And you can see not a lot of great games in here. Zuzu Pets, just-in-time translations. Does anyone actually go around with their DS and use it? Because I actually have another Japanese dictionary game. But it's kind of interesting that they have these. You go around with your DS and in a foreign country and let it speak for you. My Fashion Studio. Ubisoft makes a lot of these games, I guess. Pets Horse Ranch, and at least another decent one, Mario Kart DS. So, not too bad. Like I said, I paid 25. I might be able to make up at least 25, but really I just wanted to add the DS to my collection, so that was kind of the big thing. So the next pickups that I had, the first two were garage sales, and the last one was a video game store. The big stacks here, there's 2 stacks of PS2 and PS3 games. I paid $20 for that, and there's like 28 games, and I think one empty case. Get that out of the way. The Hitman Blood Money, I think, only has the Kane and Lynch extra in there. But basically, what that was is it was a sale I went up to. They had Guitar Hero microphone, the USB one, which in retrospect I probably should have grabbed that too. I'm sure they would have gave it to me, but I saw that and I was like, oh, do you have any games for the PlayStation? The person went rummaging around and they found a big bin of just random DVDs and it had all these games in it. And they said, well, you can look around that. And so I basically went in and I pulled out every single game that I could see because there were a few in there I wanted, and then I just wanted to see if they would do a bundle, which they ended up doing. So I pulled out every single game. They were super dirty, but I checked all to make sure they had discs, a lot of missing manuals. I threw out 20, and so I had counted them up, and they took it. $20 is still really good. I got some good stuff in here. There's some good games in here. It's not all filler crap, and actually I'd be adding there's at least 5 or 6 that are going in my collection. So anyway, let me start going through these. The first pickup was Ghost Recon, Desert Combat 2, Devil May Cry 2, and you can probably see how dirty some of these are. Midway Arcade Treasures, that's one I'm adding to my collection. God of War Greatest Hits version. Killzone. And with the God of War, I have God of War, but I have a sealed copy. So I've been kind of waiting for a open copy because I don't really want to be a sealed collector. So I might switch that out and then have my sealed copy and just sell that. So that's good to get. Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow. Medal of Honor Rising Sun. Ace Combat, The Unsung War. Yeah, it's Ace Combat 5. Resident Evil Outbreak. I was happy to see that. I know the File 2 is the more expensive one, but that's like my third copy of Resident Evil Outbreak. Hitman Contracts. Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec. Mercenaries Playground of Destruction. SSX Tricky, which I think is actually worth something. The tricky version of SSX, so that's good. Medal of Honor Frontline. Metal Gear Solid 3. This is the one that's not a part of a set. I think I have it as part of a set, so that might be an upgrade for me to use that copy. X-Men Legends 2, Rise of the Apocalypse. That's for my collection as well. Zone of the Enders, another one for my collection. I feel like I've seen Zone of the Enders a ton, but it's either been too expensive or it's always missing the bonus disc, the demo disc. So I was happy to get a nice copy of that, actually. Kind of surprising from a dusty bin. So that's going in my collection. SOCOM U.S. Navy SEALs. Cabela's Dangerous Hunts. This was an interesting one. Legion, the Legend of Excalibur. I haven't looked up if it's worth anything, but I definitely didn't have it, so that'll be going in my collection anyway. Just interesting titles that pop up every so often that I don't know about. Madden 06. There were a few PS3 games in there. Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare. I guess another in retrospect, I probably could have asked about the systems, and maybe they would have sold me one of the systems, but I didn't. Ratchet and Clank. Another good one, Half-Life. It's interesting to see in there. That's also going in my collection. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Hitman 2 Silent Assassin. Devil May Cry 3. And last one, The Suffering. Missed the manual, but that's also one that I can use for my collection. So, pretty good for $20. Like I said, I probably could have went lower, but if I'm getting them for less than $1, then I'm not gonna be upset. Especially because it's not a lot of crap titles. There's actually some good titles. I kind of like that strategy for garage sales because then, I don't have to try to pick out just a few that I need or that. I can just pick it up all of it and then try to make some of the money back or trade it in. Okay, so the next garage sale find was actually from the day I'm filming this. I went out in the morning. There was one garage sale I wanted to check out that was on Sunday, and then I saw another one as I was passing by. Asked about games, and they said, "Oh, we have a DS." They had $30 on it, and I offered 20. They said 25, and I took it. So like the other DS bundle, $25. Another one that's like, kind of worth it. There were some good games in there. Um, it's a black DS Lite. It works. It works fine. No issues with it. It has a stylus, so that's good. But the 4 games that were in the case were Lego Star Wars 2, Lego Star Wars 1, Crash of the Titans, kind of an interesting pickup there, and Chaotic Shadow Warriors. So there's some decent games in there. That's kind of what convinced me, because it wasn't, like the other one, My Fashion Studio, 4 copy of those. No, it was actually some good games. And actually, something interesting. I picked up the cable they use is one of these. I'm not sure the term for it. It's like a mini USB type cable, but it actually does work. I didn't actually know that. Um, it fits and it charges, and I tested it. It works fine. So I was kind of surprised about that. Had 2 little adapters for 2DS, 3DS, and for the regular original DS, I should say. So that's cool. Like I said, 25 bucks, not terrible. The last pickup was actually from a store. A store that I go to. They have some good prices on common games, so I like to go there. It's like $1 to $2 on some really common stuff that doesn't sell, and then like $5 on some more popular titles. So I picked up a few here. SNES Wordstress. I think that was $2. Ren and Stimpy Vidiots. Or Vidiots. That was 5. But it's good to pick up. MTV Remote Control, that was 2. Spec Ops Covert Assault, that was $1. Inspector Gadget, same, it was $1. Time Commando, $2. These are just adding to the collections that I'm going for. And Star Wars Rebel Assault 2. This is $5. Though I noticed, I think that I think they mismatched it, because normally the greatest hits is on both labels for PS1 games. So I think they had that, and it also has both manuals there with it as well. So I guess I'll keep the non-greatest hits copy of the manual, and maybe I'll complete another. I don't know. I didn't notice that at first, so it's kind of a mishmash copy, but $5. So here you can see, I'm just going to go over real quick. This wasn't really pickups as much as trade-ins. Traded in a bunch of extra games that I'd picked up from bundles and everything. Stuff that I was taking out of my collection. So you can see here, I traded it all in, got quite a bit of trade at 2 different stores. I also traded a bunch of Star Trek figures that I didn't want anymore. You can see here I got 3 nice box games, all decently priced, and the boxes are in good condition. So for trade-ins, I took them, and copy of Room Factory, Dot Hack GU. So happy to see that. And 2 Super Nintendo games, Star Trek, Super Mario combo, and that is a Lunar Legend there. So all in all, not too bad. I still have some credit left over, but definitely wanted to try to get box games with the trade-in, since normally I wouldn't pay that much for those. But a trade-in, make it happen. Quick video here. This was early July. There was a Facebook Marketplace deal that looked pretty good. They had it up for $70 for 23 NES games. And there's some actually decent titles in here. So I offered $40, and then they came back with $50 if I could pick it up today. So went and grabbed it. There's definitely a lot in here that I need for my collection. So, it's 23 games for $50, so it's a little over 2 a piece. So good deal. Some of them are pretty beat up, though. Let's go through these really quickly. The first was Where's Waldo? Um, The Simpsons, Bart versus Space Mutants. It's nice. It's my first Simpsons game on the NES. Pinball. Tiny Toon Adventures. I do have this one already, but another copy never hurts. Street Fighter 2010. I definitely have seen the AVGN's video on that. It's pretty great. Kind of a iconic game for him. Legendary Wings. A good one here. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. There. RoboCop, very beat up copy of that. And top's actually torn too, unfortunately, but it's alright. Actually, I already have that too. And this one is just, I think it's just Major League Baseball. I'm actually not even sure. But it is torn a little bit, LGN game. Don't have that one. Copy of Top Gun, I already have that as well. Yikes, some stains on those. Double Dribble. I actually have that in the box. Pretty lucky. Wizards and Warriors, another one I already have, but still good pickup. I mean, a lot of these, it's not all sports and stuff, so I was pretty happy. Silver Surfer, another kind of iconic AVGN game. But, yeah, you can see there's definitely super dirty, but still in pretty good condition. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Already have that one. S&K Baseball Stars. Good. Very beat up copy of Ninja Turtles, unfortunately. Missing the top. The label's very badly damaged. Very sad on that. Super C. Recently got a copy of Super C, but it's nice to get another copy. Monopoly. Kind of damaged Iron Sword. Yeah, it's Wizards and Warriors too. I don't know if I do have this, but this one's pretty beat up. Another great one, Ninja Gaiden. Very cool. I mean, stuff like that in the Chip and Dales, I was like, well, I need to pick up this deal. Blaster Master. Very nice. Decent copy of Dragon Warrior. And the last one is Air Fortress. Pretty good.